Hello, everybody. We love you. And welcome to Alpha Mind Masteries United Earth Angels Series, episode 24 already. Andy,
Yeah.
24. And today we're talking about the wins of doing the inner work. Who am I? I'm Tobi Staples, founder of Alpha Mind Mastery, but I'm an Earth Angel. What do? I support spiritual warriors that are feeling conflict, chaos, and confusion back into calmness, clarity, and a vibrant state, living on purpose with intention. Andy, you want to introduce yourself as my co-host?
Yes, ma'am. My name is Andi Jo. I am a fellow Earth Angel. And hold on, my dog's putting her claws in my rear. Um, she was stretching and it hurt me. But yes, I am a fellow Earth Angel and I am a wife and a mama and an actor and a singer and an author. And I have a many list of talents that I have. So we'll just stick with those for now.
Well, today, guys, we're happy to be here with you, sharing knowledge and love with you always. And today we're going to talk about the importance of inner work, but the wins of it. Guys, we both have books out here. If you need to find our books, you can find them globally distributed, but also at lulu.com in the bookstore. So I encourage you to search both of us and find our books in lulu.com. Yes, yes, yes. All right, so let's get on with the episode. Wins of doing inner work. Well, why do we need to do inner work to begin with? Well, because we don't feel right. That's why. So you have a choice. You can either do the inner work or you could stay stuck in the pattern of repeat of not feeling well. So it's really important that once you do stand up to do the inner work for yourself, which takes a lot of courage and a lot of strength and a lot of self-love and compassion and self-awareness. But there's huge wins to that. Always. Andy, take it away. Let's hear about some wins. Why is it so important? Actually, you know what? Could you explain to our audience how you felt before you did your inner work and how you feel now, and what is your greatest win from the transformation that you've done?
Well, before I started my inner work, I was tired all the time. I was sick all the time. You know, I was in pain all the time, didn't want to even get out of bed. And I've got kids. I didn't want to get out of bed and play with them. I didn't want to get off the couch and play with them. I didn't want to do anything except for what I had to do. Cook, wash their clothes. I didn't want to do anything else. And I got sick and tired of being sick and tired. So first I started with a personal trainer. And then one of my friends connected me with Tobi on TikTok. I don't use it that often anymore. It left my brain. But
Actually, I think you started with James after.
Started with James on December 10th.
Okay. So then you had started with James 2 weeks? In with James 2 weeks, 3 weeks? Because we had actually met each other. Was it right after Christmas time, after the New Year?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I knew just physical, like eating right and working out and all that wasn't enough. And I was still looking for something because I was feeling better, but I still had something like leeching on to me. So I got in contact with Tobi and started doing inner work. And that leech's tentacles or whatever slowly started losing grip on me. And that was back in January. And now I have a my acting career is picking up. So I have a movie that I'm going to be in, and I can't give details at all, but just know you will see me. And as soon as I'm allowed to, I will put it out there.
Congratulations, Andi, for doing the inner work.
Yes.
Because,
And also,
go ahead.
sorry. Also, I have an interview with a big company, and I'm not going to say details of that either, but yeah.
Yeah, but you see, had you not done the inner work, you never would have felt confident enough to do what you've done over the past couple of months. You would have never evolved and grown as an individual and harnessed your own love for you and love for life. And you would have stayed stagnant in those repetitive patterns. So there's a great win to it, because the discovery and exploration and growth will never end now. It will always continue.
Yes.
You know, I want people to remember today that seeds get pushed into the ground, into the darkness, for the most beautiful transformation. Yes. And what comes out of that soil? Absolute beauty, magnificence, perfect design. You cannot tell a seed what it has to do in that darkness. That seed knows. So this is why when you go in within and you do the inner work, you know what you have to do for you. You're a unique individual. This is why I encourage people to do it. I know what I had to do to free myself of things. So let's talk about what you free yourself from when you actually take on the inner work. Andi, you want to jump in there and talk about it?
Yes, you free yourself from blame, guilt, shame, doubt, um, talking negatively to yourself and about yourself, and to and about others too. I was really not one to do that a lot because I didn't want somebody to talk about me that way. But I've noticed that anytime I mention most people, I have good things to say. But my aim is to not have any bad things to say. But you lose a lot of stuff that you need to lose. Like your attitude gets better. Your love of life gets better. And for me, I'm teaching my kids to love life better. Like this morning, my 10-year-old, he tried to tell me last night his stomach was hurting. Then he tried again. Mom, my stomach's hurting. I didn't sleep. Da, da, da. I said, Bub, the reason why your stomach's hurting is because you're anxious about something. What's going on? And he told me. He said that, people at school were blaming him for stuff he didn't do, just like little petty things. And I said, well, did the teachers blame you? He said, no. I said, then don't worry about what the kids say. Dude, I said, remember when mommy told you that kids can be mean? And you said, my friends aren't mean. I was warning you because you're in 5th grade. This is the time when children start being mean to other children. So you just need to, they don't know any better because nobody taught them any better. You just need to not worry about what they say, what they accuse you of. Don't let it get to you this bad, bub. I'm trying to teach all of my children not to let outside interference interfere with you.
You know what? I have to jump in here. Brenda, hi, I'm glad you're here. Love you, love you, love you. I wish you an awesome week too. And I hope that you jump into the meditation tomorrow night with us. I just wanted to say that. But Andi, did you notice that you correlated the stomach ache to the energy center?
Yeah.
Now, had I not taught you about that, would you understand that those are messages in the body?
No, not fully.
So when he realized that it was, when you realized that it had been all about blame and it was emotional storage in him that was causing the blame, you were the pain, you were able to help him release that. So
Right.
the pain in his stomach eventually went away.
Yeah, that was this morning. I told him, I said, if your stomach still hurts you later, go to the nurse and she'll call me. She hasn't called me.
Exactly. So, but in discussing it and letting him express it, then he didn't have to store it with him in him anymore. But this is what happens. We neglect what the messages are telling us. Thanks, Toby. Yes, I'll be there. You know, I love to see you there. And you know what? I'm really proud of that artwork you're doing. Could you please share some more of that artwork in our special little hidden hub, please? Because that is just, wow, you are so creative, and I love to see. You know, I just have to mention, Brenda, that thing that you created with the rocking chair and the knitting and the cat on the rug. Wow, the detail in that blew my mind. I
Yeah,
think we're
that
gonna
was
have to
awesome.
talk. I think we're gonna have to talk about some bigger projects, maybe. Yeah, because wow, she blew my mind. She always blows my mind when I see her artwork. Really, you remember. So she's a very energetic person. But have you seen her artwork, Andi?
Oh, I saw the one you shared on our group. I thought it was
Yeah,
awesome. Yeah.
yeah, and I'm hoping she shares some more in the group too. But guys, listen, this is why inner work is so important. You see how easy it was for Andi once she's done the inner work and the learning for herself. Her son had a pain, boom, she correlated it to the energy center that correlates it. What does that emotionally correlate to? Oh, okay, there's something there that's not right. Let's identify it. Let's do the observation as a detective, like I've shown her how to do with her own inner work. So once you master that within yourself, you can easily apply that to others once you've applied it in your own life. And that's a huge win also for doing the inner work for yourself. Was that so much easier to deal with this morning when that happened?
Yeah, it really, really was. I had all the other three kids get out of the car, and I told him to wait a minute, and I just talked to him one on one, and then he had this look of relief on his face. So, you know, it just came naturally. I didn't think about it. The words just came out of my mouth. It came from my heart, not my head.
Why? Because you exploded your heart chakra the other day and you
Yeah.
finally felt the love that fuels you. So it's very okay. Now that that's come up, yes, since you have been able to open your heart chakra, what is the win with that? Because it took a lot of inner work for you to get there.
Yes, it did. It
So,
did.
what was the win of you feeling that explosion in your body? Did that have anything to do with anything outside of you?
It had a lot to do with a lot because my children felt it. This Saturday, I made up a hide and seek game for outside. I played a hide and seek game with my kids. I haven't done that in forever.
Yeah, but why did that happen? Talk about your heart exploding. I want people to understand what you experienced when your heart exploded and what came
Um,
after that to lead to you being able to play like a
okay.
child again.
Well, I was sitting at the school in the car waiting for the kids because I parked there about a half hour early so that I can be in the front of the line. Um, and I started getting really lightheaded, not like dizzy, not pain, just like my head felt, I was just lightheaded. And then I FaceTimed you, and right when you answered, I felt everything lift off my chest, like metaphorically, physically, like I didn't have skin or clothes or anything on me. And my heart just felt cold. It was like I could feel the breeze on my heart. And I was just like, whoa, hold on. What was that? And I described it to Toby, and she told me, she said, you just busted open your heart chakra. And I was like, what? That's amazing. And I don't remember any details right after that, because I was just like,
The
oh,
joy.
yeah. I was overjoyed. I
Overflooded
was
with joy.
crying. I was laughing. I was like, I wasn't boo-hoo crying. Like, I had tears coming out of my eyes. I was laughing like a child, felt like a child again.
I have one question for you.
What?
Do you now realize why I say this level of love that you taste is unlike anything else?
Yes,
And you understand that it fuels you now.
absolutely.
And this just happened to you, what, a week ago?
Yeah.
And you've been doing the work since January?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, during that time and before your heart opened like that, remember you had told me that you got a taste of what it felt like to, you assumed that you were healed?
Yeah.
Now you understand why I told you, oh, you've got new levels to hit, girl. But now that you have, now does this not give you the capacity to be joyous like a child in everything that you think, say, and do?
Absolutely. My 8-year-old yesterday, when I got the email saying they wanted me in the movie, um, I was like hopping around and jumping around like a hyper child. And my 8-year-old said, Mommy, I've never seen you this happy. I'm like, well, yeah.
Then do you know that a child's happiness depends on the level of happiness their mother can feel? So before you did the inner work, you would express that you stayed in bed. You didn't want to interact. You didn't want to interact with nobody. You didn't want to do any of that. So how happy was anybody?
Actually, my 16-year-old, she'd been through a lot before she came to me. And I can tell she's feeling it because she smiles more. She gets excited more about things. She was in a deep depression. She had every right to be. She's a child, and things happen to her that shouldn't happen to anybody. But once my heart opened and everything, I could see a difference in her. I can hear a difference in her when she talks. When she talks about herself, when she talks about her friends, when she talks about anything. I literally told her, I said, I want you to look in that mirror every day and tell that girl in the mirror that she is loved, that she is beautiful, that she is worth it, that she is capable of anything she wants to do. And she said, I said, yeah. I said, don't look in that mirror and look for your flaws, because I don't see them. I don't see any flaws. I see my beautiful child. And I want you to see your beautiful you and everything good about you every time you look in that mirror. And she just kind of smiled and her little cheeks turned red. And I was like, do it. I promise you'll feel better.
But you're
And
leading by example.
right.
You see, that's the difference. You're doing it for yourself. So it's not just you're telling her to do this.
Mm-hmm.
She sees how empowering it is for you. So therefore, she won't go, oh, I'm not going to try that.
Right.
You're doing it. And you, with the joy that's flooding out of you, of course they feel it. That's one of the wins of doing the inner work.
And I just got a text message about a minute ago from my 21-year-old who was sure she would not get this job she was trying to get. She doesn't know mommy's protection powers, but anyways.
That's why I like to go like this. Magic energy, wise vibes.
Oh, yeah.
So did you get it?
Says, I passed my test. They gave her a drug test, or they gave her a drug test too, but I think she had to take a written test. She said, I don't think I actually did because they wrote down negative before it was done testing, but I'm not going to question it. She passed it.
Nice. That's awesome. That's awesome. There we go. Well, look, come on, you're doing great things. You let it apart in a movie.
Well, yeah.
The contract is signed. You just can't be this, you can't give any details. So yes, look at that. Wins of inner work. Andi not only has been able to come out of her own depression, stop her own medications, drop all kinds of weight and get physically fit, health-wise, amplified her capacities. Now what? She was able to become confident. How do you go from anxiety and depression to being confident and joyful? Inner work.
Mm-hmm.
What are the wins of that? She's already published her book. She's launched her book. She's traveled to go and do auditions. And now look, she's landed a part. Everything and anything is possible should your heart desire it. That is what the things that she wanted in her heart, but she was listening to the programming in her head that kept her in bed. Guys, it's a real win to do the inner work. And, you know, look at me. Perfect example. If I didn't do the inner work, I wouldn't have ever accomplished to get my smile back. Last year doing my videos, I only had half a smile. When I came out in January and I was doing networking with people and going into these networking events, I still had half a paralyzed face. People were wondering, who is this chick with the shaved head and the droop? And people were saying it to me. Well, no matter what the heart desires, you can have. It doesn't matter what it is, but you have to take the inspired actions to tap back into your heart. And yes, that takes inner work, and it takes guidance to do that. Would you have ever found your way without my guidance, Ed?
No, I wouldn't have. I'm going to have to leave. I'm getting a call from the school.
Okay, so mute and come down, or...
Okay, I'll be right back.
Okay. So guys, yeah, wins of inner work. You know, there's always stuff that has to be done to acquire states that you want for yourself. But what are the wins of inner work? You free yourself from trauma, pain, suffering. You free yourself from the emotional baggage. These are the greatest wins. You free yourself from conflict, confusion, and chaos. Yes, you do. You free yourself of limitation and restriction all the time. But it's up to you whether that's what your heart desires or not. Nobody can force you to do that. Somebody could only show you what you need to do, like myself, like I did for Andi. Andi, I can show you what you need to do. It's up to you whether you take the inspired actions to apply it to your life for you to feel better. And she did. And she's winning greatly in her capacities right now because of the inspired actions she took. That's not me pushing it on her. That's me saying, hey, if you want to feel better, I know how to do it. And those are the greatest wins. You free yourself of trauma you've been carrying all your life. You free yourself from feeling like you're not good enough. You free yourself from feeling like you don't matter, or you're not worthy, or you're not valid. If the universe made you breathe this morning, you are all of the above. Loved, validated, you're safe, you're a creator, you've got the power to do everything and all, you're love first, you have the capacity to speak your truth. And it is only once you've acquired all of those states should you reach the real truth of the real insight of who you are. But you must feel it all. And you must get uncomfortable feeling like that in order to make changes.
Yep.
Andy, was that an emergency call? Is that your son with a sore tummy?
Yeah, it was. It seems that he needs more help, but I know that there's no physical reason his stomach should be hurting.
It's emotional.
Yeah.
But that's what it is. And we think it's just the body hurting. It's all caused by the energy moving through us. Whether we store it in shame, blame, fear, guilt, denial, it really affects our body. And now I'm glad that you've made that correlation. That's totally awesome. So do you want to continue for an hour episode, or are we going to wrap it up?
We should wrap it up. I told him I'd come get him.
Okay, perfect. So take a minute and just say goodbye, and then I'll wrap it up.
All righty. All right, guys. I love you all. You are worth it. You are worth everything that your heart desires. Don't let negativity invade your mind or your heart. Because if it invades here a lot, it'll start invading here. You don't want that. Don't let it invade. Don't let it make you sick. Because it will. And then the doctors won't find anything wrong with you because it's not a physical ailment. Your spirit has to heal.
That's the thing, Andy. Sorry, I had to jump in. That's the thing. Everybody thinks it's a physical ailment, and it's not. It's their emotional storage.
Right.
So continue.
Oh, you're fine. Your spirit has to heal. Your emotions have to heal. You have to. I know from experience, I was holding on to a lot of crap. There was a leech on me that wouldn't let go until I got to the root of that leech. It wasn't going to let go. And if you don't get to the root of it, it's just like a weed, like Toby says. Just like a weed, if you don't get the root, it's going to grow back. But love yourself enough to do it. Then you'll find out how much you really love yourself. But I love you guys. I got to go get my baby. Y'all have a great week.
I love you, Andy. I'll wrap up the episode. If you're running off, you can jump out if you need to, but I will wrap up the episode quickly here. I love you. Have a great day. Kiss and
Love you too.
Little one.
Yes. Bye.
So, guys, I'll wrap up the episode with you all. There are huge wins to inner work all the time. And I'll mention some great stuff. Tomorrow night, the harvest full moon. Yes, but there's also a lunar eclipse. You want to burn away all the blockages in your life? You'll join us for the guided meditation. The link is in the comments. You got to register. No confirmation email equals no completed registration. So you guys got to know that. So don't just put that you're interested or that you're going in any of the event links. You must register for it to get the link. Yeah. But once you register, you get your link. So I hope to see you there. And guys, take the inspired actions to do the inner work. Why? Because you will win greatly in your life. You're going to free yourself from everything that you once were restricted by. You're going to break the patterns that are destructive in your life. Yes, you will. Guaranteed. Because all you really have to do is disrupt the pattern with the right guidance and the right support, and you're sailing smoothly. Look at Andy. I use her as an example. Why? Because she started with me in January. She started with me feeling like she wasn't good enough. Didn't have her book published. Well, she got that accomplished. Look at the great things. She just landed a part in a movie. Had she not taken the inspired actions, she would have never landed that. I would have never healed had I not done the inner work. I would have never been able to show you all how to do it had I not done it for myself. And yes, we're going to feel things. It's not about not feeling anything, but it's about being able to feel anything no matter what and be okay regardless. That's the real ticket. Of course, you're going to feel everything, but how quickly can you restabilize from anything that you feel? Does it keep you captive and hostage? Or can you just allow yourself to flow, feel your love over worry, you know? And yes, flow, feel your love over worry all the time. And I say that. Why? Because it's a frequency. And yes, you can learn how to flow all the time, no matter what. No matter what. And that's why I say feel love over worry. Flow. F.L.O.W. An acronym for feel love over worry all the time. Why? Because you can. That's what you're made of. It's your thoughts that actually restrict your flow. Yes, it is. Don't allow that. It's your trauma and your past experience and all the baggage that you choose to hang on to that actually restricts your flow and your highest potential. When you were a child, you weren't thinking about crawling or walking. No, you weren't. You were just magically up and go, just like kids do. Well, you still have that innately as your essence. But what is that essence of your life being restricted by? Everything that you believe to be real in your life. Factually. Trust that you're a new creation today. Trust that you have the power to do everything and all with ease and great force. Your body knows what it has to do. If it didn't, you'd be totally out of whack from your first breath. Everything is programmed to work the way it has to. But are you running from your truest brain? You got to ask yourself that. And you know what? The greatest win in life is to reconnect with your heart. Factually, that's where the magic happens. Guys, I want to mention Men's Empowering You, 13 Weeks to a Powerful You, September 23rd to December 26th, 8 to 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You got to register if you want a seat. And me, I'm not chasing anybody. Everybody who wants to feel better, come and join us. Right now, I currently have an Empowering You 17 Weeks to Self-Mastery operating on Friday nights with 9 people registered and attending and feeling the results of it in their life. Andi being one of them. Yes, no matter what work I've done with Andi, she's still a part of the program, still advancing in her life with her inspired actions. So until you've self-mastered, no, you keep going. Don't settle for being a stagnant pond ever. You want to flow freely like a river, a fresh running river, powerful with ease and great force that finds its way no matter what. Yes, because you can. Guys, if you're interested in any of my books, go grab them while they're still on special for the reduced summer price. I haven't upped them back to their regular price. Go and get them at lulu.com if you're interested. My revised books have workbooks in them for you. All of my globally distributed original copies don't. Those are the originals. But yes, this year I revised them all with workbooks. And the newer ones only have workbooks. There's no original and then with a workbook. No. My kids' books are there. My conscious parenting book is there. Guys, if you want to help, there's a lot of resources that I can offer you to assist you. It's up to you if you want to feel better for yourself. Thanks for coming out for today's episode 24. Wins of doing the inner work. And guys, there's a lot of great wins to doing the inner work. You free yourself of all the fear, the shame, the blame, the guilt, the denial, the confusion, the conflict, the chaos within your own being. You know, you should be able to stand like a tree, rooted in the ground and can weather any storm, no matter the season. And that's how I like to envision myself when I go to my fuel pump and I ground right there with my big tree. Yes, because I know I can weather any storm. And that's one of the greatest wins of inner work. So I encourage you all to stand up for yourself, strong, rooted, and flexible like the tree, with the capacity to know that you can weather any storm. Yes. Why? Because you have that capacity to do that. Yes, you do. I love you all. Have a magical day. And this is why we come out and do it. I thank you for your time, your energy, and your interest in you. Because if you're coming out to hear anything I have to say, then you're really interested in empowering you. And I love you and I'm grateful for you. Guys, I wish you all a magical week. And there's a lot of great things coming up. So I'll mention too, guys, the link is in the comments. Please, if you haven't already, go and sign up for the Epic Legendary Summit. This is a summit that Michael Whitehouse is putting on the 10th of October. 10/10, because he brought the best of the best in online business together. And I'm proud to be a speaker there because the power of possibility through authenticity. This is why I make headway in my life, because I'm authentic. I don't change. It doesn't matter who's in front of me. I remain the same. I'm me. Guys, register if you haven't already, please. Boot in the Ass Summit in November has become 2 days. If you want to speak at the summit, the link is in the comments. If you don't want to speak at the summit, I encourage you to attend anyway. And I love you all. I hope to see you there. I hope to see you at the guided meditation tomorrow night that I will be hosting. Also, too, the link is in the comments. Why do I come out and do this? Because this is one of the greatest wins of my inner work done, is being able to share the knowledge all with you, embodying universal love and sharing it all to the world. So I'm grateful that you guys all came out today. And I wish you all a magical week. I love you all. Peace.